There we are. Hey, gang.
We're here.
Good to have everybody back in the house.
Yeah.
We are live. Elizabeth, what's new?
You can teach an old dog a new trick.
What's new out there?
Oh, what's new? What's new? We just posted our video on Judge Torres's order. That hasn't been posted yet. Getting that ready.
Yeah.
And I'm getting ready to go back down to the valley for another week of hearings. Bruno, get out of the garbage.
Hearings and trials.
I don't know what I put in that garbage. It's going to be something though.
Yeah, everybody likes it.
Yeah. So I wanted to get that done so I don't have a lot of. I'll get better about getting more posted after. But as you know, when you go on these trips, I have to stack everything up before and after, and then the after gets kind of crazy for a while. But next week will be better. At the week after. So let's see. You saw everybody in here. Sean Robbins, Chris 88, Northern Living. Start starring stuff. Oops.
Nice. The gang's here.
Ron Wood, Kwame, Weed T, Crypto AI.
Very nice.
Ron says he's looking forward to this today. Yes, trying to get way more consistent. So Sundays seems to be such a great day for that. And this guy has a question, and it's your friend Sean. Okay.
We have
what's new with you?
Nothing. Crypto's slow. No real XRP news or anything this week. I don't know. Just kind of boring all week, really.
That's it.
Wow.
We did go to the pool last week.
Yeah, we did. We were at the pool. We happened to be at the pool with the day that the news came out, actually, Thursday.
That's right.
So it was a big day, and I shot a video that you all watched, obviously. The thing got 10,000 views, which was really cool. Thank you very much that you all, we all had a big victory lap that day. I'm sure the hangovers are still kind of a little foggy on Sunday morning.
Brent can't make it.
No.
And sorry to be very rude, but I'm one meal a day trying to manage some insulin resistance, and it's the only chance. I just load it all up on one, and it's my banana ice cream thing. So I hate to be rude, but it's the one chance I have. Okay. Well, you didn't want to miss. We just did the recorded and now this. So I've been starring questions. What do you got on your mind, Alan? What do you got? Like, what are y'all fired up about?
My mind is one of those ones that it's like, okay, now that we're legal beagles, quote unquote, okay, where do we go from here? What does it mean to price? Where is price headed? Why would it go there? Who all doesn't have enough XRP?
Oh boy.
Most of us probably right about now are going, oh, wait a minute. I wish I'd bought maybe a bunch more of that when it was 20 cents, when I was telling everybody, hey, you might never see these prices again because it's getting beat up in the courtroom and it's getting beat up in the public opinion and everybody's out of crypto. And I really do believe the capitulation of our market, including securities markets, meaning the stock exchange, was somewhere around the first of the year, December 1st of the year. I believe was bottom, and I still believe the bottom is in, and we're headed upwards, and it could be slow to begin with, and then it's going to become very violent. We are going to have massive moves coming forward, guys. Massive moves.
Somebody asked about the $10. When do you think it's going to get to $10?
That was probably Sean.
I'm not sure.
When do I think it's going to get to $10? I have no idea. It all depends on three things. Liquidity in the market, which there is very little of right now. However, in the background, I do know for sure that they are QE. It's happening. Remember I did a video about 3 months ago when I was telling you guys that the dollar had died? Just doesn't know it's dead yet. So everybody doesn't know it's dead yet. So they're still counting on what its value used to be. And they're living in that realm of, oh, this costs this. Well, it doesn't. It costs more than that now. We all know that. But where it's going is it's going to printing over again. And everybody says, oh, they didn't do QE. Well, yes, they did. It's called bailing out those banks, Silicon Valley Bank and all these other banks, Signature Bank. They all got bailed out, including Credit Suisse. They all got bailed out. Where did that money come from? It was printed. It was created. The Federal Reserve put it on their books. You can see it there. I believe they're up to $9 trillion on their books when they never had any money on there before. That number is about to continually go up. And they're saying, oh, we're not doing QE. Yeah, true. It's not the old QE. The new QE is going to put it on the Federal Reserve's debt list. Okay. And they're going to finance all of our payments, our interest payments on the $32 trillion deficit. That's where they're at right now. It's a new twist on an old game. And I have this not just from the people I follow, not just from my own research. I have this from a couple of really well-connected people that have told me basically, you're kind of close, but yeah, something like that. And then I just heard another guy that I follow, John Luongo, basically said kind of the same thing. He has a different twist on liquidity and the equities than I do. He thinks it's going to crash, and most economists think it's going to crash.
The market?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I don't. I'm the Lone Ranger, I guess, maybe. I just don't think we're going to. I mean, not everybody I know watches Economic Ninja, and he's been calling for a crash since the day he started his YouTube channel. And
20 years.
I just completely disagree. I mean, I not completely. I think we're going to have a downturn that's going to get them to kick the money printer back on, and the money printer will work again, because not everybody understands sound money like you and I do. The rest of the world lives off that little dollar, that buck, and that's all they know. So the lemmings, or the sheep, or whatever you want to call everybody, normies, are going to play in that game again. They're going to chase the little carrot again, and there's no stopping that.
So Chris, 88, I'm going out of order a little bit, but we're starting out. Wow, they changed the that's different. They changed the
yeah.
Whatever
that is different. Yeah.
Yeah, it looks bigger, right?
Uh-huh.
Okay. How much is realistically a good minimum amount of XRP to have to become rich? Well, what's first? What do you consider rich? Then decide and divide it between, how much you think the price could go up to. So we've heard tens, we've heard $100, we've heard $500. Maybe be more conservative, go with the $15, $20 thing and figure that out. Maybe have a little bit that you take and then go from there. I'm not giving you financial advice. I'm just telling you maybe what I would do or how I would calculate it.
There's another part to that equation. What's your time frame?
That's another one. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
it's another one.
If you've only got 1,000 XRP, and I don't mean only me, and that's a low number to a lot of people. That's a lot of money they've invested. You're going to take a while before it's life-changing money for you, but it's going to get there. It will get there. We have now evidence and proof that the market's going there. Banks are going to use it. They're already using it. And more banks in the U.S. are going to start using it. I don't know if you guys heard the other day, I believe it was yesterday, B of A got caught again, stealing from their clients.
What?
I know, right?
I am shocked.
I am completely shocked.
I'm shocked that they bothered to catch him.
They were double billing people on overcharges, overdrafts on money they don't even have in the bank. Can you imagine? Like, how do you sleep at night? Those people?
Just for anybody that's not used to the way we started doing this live stream, I started doing this. Get in the habit. I star your comments from StreamYard. It goes into a starred list. I do start at the top. Sometimes I go out of order, and we try and go as long as we can and answer as many questions as possible. So I do thank you for reposting the questions, but you don't need to. You can if you want to. You don't need to. I star everybody's. By everybody, I mean somebody who has a question. If you're just commenting and putting your 2 cents in about somebody else's comment, I don't, or just saying hi, I don't put that.
If you consider being rich, owning your own home, and let's say the medium home is $400,000 and you own it outright, then I would have to say 400,000 would be achievable in the next 2 to 5 years, depending on how many tokens you have, obviously coins you have. All of that is such a variable. It's just almost impossible for me. I know this, I'm going to start selling somewhere around 10 percentages, and I'll probably sell it all the way up into 15, because as of today, the chart looks to me that 15, 16 will be the beginning of the top of this next bubble. It's the way it looks to me today. I hope that helps.
Okay.
What else do we have in there?
I got all kinds of good stuff. I'm going to go to the top now, like I promised. Okay. Northern Living. FedNow is a domestic payment service for now. Maybe later we'll see use case for XRP. What do you think, Alan?
FedNow comes out, what, 4 days? 5 days? 4 days. 20th, right? I think the thing's going to fold like a cheap lounge chair.
Really?
I really don't think the thing is going to be successful.
Why not?
What do I know?
Why not? What's wrong with it?
Unless they're using XRP, which there's no evidence of that yet. There's a lot of speculation that maybe they are. Maybe they've been working with Ripple. I don't know.
Stuffed. I need to put this away.
They absolutely do not have a network in which they've announced that they're going to build it on or put it on. Every time I look, they say, oh, yeah, well, FedNet and Fed this. And you're like, who? What? So I don't anticipate it being interchangeable between coins immediately. And I don't anticipate its launch going very well. And I anticipate it not being from the bottom of the population up. It's going to start bank transactions down. I've heard both sides. Sorry, buddy. I hope I answered the question. Did I?
Oh, it's fine. We're just chatting. It's fine. How about Sean? What, if any, how soon do you see it affect the price of XRP? Sean, what is the it? If you can, audience as well, if you're going to ask a question, if you can maybe define the pronoun, because sometimes the starring, by the time I get the starring and then we talk about something and your question was that, but if we have to, you can always reframe and pop it back up and I'll pop you back in the starred list.
Okay. I think I understand his question. Okay. There's a ton of banks using the product already, right? XRP, RippleNet. Okay. They're already using it. They know it works. It's been working flawlessly. It's fast. It's good stuff. We already know that. It's going to take somebody out of London, somebody out of the US, and somebody out of Singapore, and somebody out of Hong Kong to say, oh yeah, we're using that daily, every day. Or a credit card company to say, oh yeah, we don't use that Cobalt software anymore, which is dinosaur old technology. We run everything on XRP. And that's how they'll say it. They'll say, oh yeah, we've been doing that for like a few months now. And you'll hear it on Bloomberg. There'll be some guy on TV that comes along and says, oh yeah, we've been working on that. That's already happened. Everybody already knows that. You know, no news here. Move along. But that'll be the key when everybody says to their broker, how the hell do we get by? How do I buy XRP again? I want XRP. I don't want Bitcoin anymore. I want Bitcoin and I want XRP and I want them all in my portfolio tomorrow. How do we get that done? That's what'll make
You can
it.
put all your Bitcoin in my portfolio tomorrow.
No, I mean,
whoever has them.
That's what people are going to see and hear and want.
All right. Craig Mile. This was just me. Stormy, South Louisiana. Can you tell us about that? Brent, that's Alan's son's name. Okay. I was just curious. I hadn't heard anything like that because I don't have a TV. How about Sean?
They got a hurricane going there?
I don't know. He's going to let us know, I hope. I know Fed Now starts as a domestic platform, but it's a matter of time before it does cross-border. Yes. Seeing how not only Ripple is a direct partner, but also Ripple partners. And then I have his comment is broken off. Sorry about that. There's a colon there, and I don't have
I think it's almost a statement more than a question.
Okay.
Yeah, he's absolutely right.
What do you think?
No, they again, if I'm a country or if I'm the Fed or I'm the SWIFT system, I'm calling Ripple up like yesterday. And I'm going to say, hey, I can't do it on Cardano. I can't do it on Ethereum. I can't do it on Bitcoin. There's you guys. I want you guys. You guys are already in 40 banks. Come teach us how. They already know how. They've been doing this. We already have the charts. Sean already has a bunch of these charts to where the Fed has been working with a lot of these people in the background. But it's going to be more open door policy now. We're going to know who's walking in and out of the door. Nobody has to sit and work in the back room. All these NDAs now are going to start coming out because they've had an NDA with these people that, oh, you can't talk about that. We have this lawsuit and we have all these. As soon as this all hits the fan, which is processing now, all these companies are going to be able to go forward. Yeah, we've been working with Ripple now, of course. Who hasn't? Once that day comes, institutional money, guys, is coming quick, really quick. And I don't know why an institutional company isn't buying every single XRP at 75 cents, whatever it is today, now, immediately, because it's not. It could go to 50. I was looking at support on the chart. It could go to 50, could, somewhere in there, 49. I doubt it. It's going to have too much upward pressure for that. I think I answers. That was a statement more than anything. Sean's right. They've been working in the background a long time.
It's all right. It's a discussion. Other people may not know. I don't know. I don't know anything about those hyper technical. XRP Nick, were you surprised at how quickly summary judgment came? It sounded like you were expecting much longer timeline. I kind of was. I had told Alan that maybe mid-August, like mid-August for some reason. I don't know. We won't tell you why I thought that. But anyway, but yeah, I kind of was like surprised about it. I think everybody else was too. But I thought that because there was the still filings of briefs and legal authority that they wanted the judge to consider, and she'd just done decision after decision after decision. And does the woman need a vacation and whatever? So, and they were saying maybe September. So I don't know. I'm glad it's finally done, I think, for me.
Oh, all of us are.
The door is open for the big institutions.
Yes. Not only is the door open, it got kicked wide open. And now, okay. Now, what you and I have always known, or known for many years now, most of us, is this is a superior technology. This is better than Ethereum. It's not even close. Okay. It's not, just so everybody knows, it's not as good or as fast. Good's the wrong word. It's not as fast as Solana. Okay. But Solana crashes a lot. So what do you want? Do you want security or speed? And it's plenty fast. 3 to 5 seconds is plenty fast. All the institutions know that's what they need. I want fast and I want cheap. Okay. So who isn't going to switch to that? It's not going to be 2 years before you go to Home Depot and your credit cards goes swings through there and it's running on XRP tracks. It's not going to be 2 years. It's going to be 6 months to 2 years, but it won't be 2 years. It's you and I know more about crypto than you think you know. You know way more about all this stuff than anybody I meet on the street or anybody I talk to in a bank or anybody I talk to in business. Business people are at least 5 years behind us. They have no idea what's coming. But as soon as the CEO of the company says, wait a minute, it's going to cost me half of a cent to send $1 million tomorrow, and it's going to be there. And, oh, I don't have to send it tomorrow. I can send it right now. Done. He's not going to care who doesn't know about it in his firm. He's going to say, I want that now. I want that technology. How much is the technology? Oh, well, all you need is XRP tokens. Done. Adoption coming.
Okay.
From the top down, it's coming.
I'm going to play doorman here after this question because we're going in and out today. In and out, in and out.
It's
all
hot
right.
here today, guys.
102.
Yeah.
Can XRP get an ETF like BTC?
God, that's a brilliant question. I hadn't even thought about it.
You know, because Grayscale, they did their little, I think I'm calling it the wrong thing, but
I'm going to say no.
They have those, whatever, they have a package where you can buy isn't it an ETF? What they have?
Yeah. Grayscale has an ETF.
An ETF,
however,
is that right? The right term?
Okay. Yeah, but there's two different kinds of ETF.
So they have a Bitcoin one, they have an Ethereum one, they have a Litecoin one, and then they have a combo one. And I think that Grayscale,
those are not real ETFs.
There's something, I don't know
they're
what they
on
are.
margin, and they're
kind of a package deal thing.
They're not spot ETFs. They're not.
I mean, you can buy them on the spot market.
Okay, let me explain that. It's a derivative of Bitcoin that you're buying. You're not buying a real Bitcoin. It's a derivatives market. The new ETF that we're talking about, there hasn't been one yet.
Okay.
I think the first one just launched.
Okay.
I want to say the other day. Was that Australia? Anyway.
Just remember, my ignorance of all of this has nothing to do with Alan.
Right. Sure. But what was that question again? Because, are
they going to get an ETF for XRP?
Okay. Here's why I don't think that'll happen. Because XRP is a utility token and it's ODL. It's not an investment token. That's a damn good question. That one kind of stumps me.
That's all right.
Actually,
it's the things we can look at.
I would say no because of its utility use, but it could be. It certainly could be. I hope it doesn't because it's worth more as a utility than it is an ETF. You have to remember, like I was just explaining to Elizabeth, the difference between a spot ETF and a fake ETF, okay, is what the problem is with precious metals. They manipulate metals. When they sold on a ETF market twice as much silver as there is in existence in one day. How do you do that? You do that in paper. It's not the real token moving. It's not real bars of silver being sold. So that's the difference.
Okay.
I don't want to ever see a ETF in XRP.
It's hard to play doorman
It
and
would bring liquidity though, so I'm torn.
Okay. All right. That's all right. We can all learn. We can continue to learn. I got all kinds of stuff. We're not going to get.
I love hard questions.
We're not going to get to all the questions today, by the way, but I'm going to do my best. How much is realistically a good minimum amount of XRP? No, we already did that. Chris, sorry.
How much is realistically?
No, we already answered that question. We're already.
Millions.
If we answer questions twice, we'll be here for 5 hours. Will XRP sour after Fed now?
No. Absolutely not.
No.
They're apples and oranges for number one.
Explain.
Okay. When you're dealing with a Fed now, oh yeah, you can transfer that. You can transfer it just like this, and it's fast and it's cheap and it's efficient. Okay, great. No problem. Who runs it again? The Federal Reserve. Oh, yeah. Hey, we all like those guys, right? We trust those guys. No, nobody really likes them to begin with. They're also affiliated with the families, if you will. When you're talking about private enterprise over centralized enterprise, you have to understand that decentralization is where the entire markets are going. When even a man like BlackRock comes around, Mr. Fink, and he comes into the picture and says, oh, yeah, it's going to be decentralized. The future of the world is decentralized. You're not going to want a centralized coin. And which is what the Fed now is. Very centralized. And even possibly more centralized than even CBDCs. I don't think Fed now is going to work. There's a couple of reasons for that. And one of the reasons is that I was told this 10 years ago, guys. 10 years ago. That there would be a CBDC like coin tried through the federal government and it would fail twice. They're going to try this 2 different times and it's going to fail both times. And that's when crypto is going to take off. I mean, take off.
What's the time frame for that?
Wasn't given one, but it will fail technically twice through the federal government.
It will fail. Which is the it?
A Fed coin or a CBDC.
I see. Really? Wow.
I was told that a long time ago.
Oh boy.
A long time ago.
Northern Living. Do you think the resolution coming before the Fed now launch is a coincidence? Oh, that's probably just a coincidence.
You know what?
He's with you though.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you know who that is, right?
Yeah, I know it is, but
Yeah.
I'm just saying. I think it's a timing thing. To be honest, maybe it coincided as a related word to coincidence, but I think that a lawsuit has a very pre-prescribed sort of rhythm, and it was the only thing left to decide, which was a few months after the expert witness stuff, and she just released all those Hinman things, and the parties dictate the course of action there. They really do, the timing, so we can get conspiratorial if we want to.
However, my big picture of XRP and Brad Garlinghouse and Davos and all of that is an hour-long show minimum because I think he could be onto something. I don't believe in coincidences. I never have. So there is something there. However, I don't know what the advantage is to get it open first before the Fed now launched. I don't see where the advantage is there. What does it matter if it would have been after? To what Elizabeth's saying. It doesn't matter either way. I don't think.
Okay. All right. Next. XRP ETF soon. We already got that. Okay. Airy. Crypto Airy had a very interesting conversation with a lawyer, potential reversal of the judge ruling. Yeah, that is what prompted me to finally make the video about the order, Mr. Love, who I did take out of order. I apologize to the other viewers. I just saw it as I was starring. But that lawyer, wow, she said some idiotic stuff, really idiotic. Like, how do you
really feel?
I really feel like she said some idiotic stuff. And it wasn't like, sometimes John says some stuff and I'm kind of like, John puts his own flavor of things on over top of things, and that's fine. It wasn't that. It was just, she said some things that, like, you're a lawyer that says you're a securities lawyer and, oh, this is going to be appealed and it's going to be overturned. I do not think that at all. And some of the other nonsense she said, it was just awful what she said. Not awful in terms of I can handle an adverse or
difference of opinion.
Difference of opinion. It just, I was stumped. I really, truly was stumped. And Crypto Airy, I love her. She's very
great show, by the way. I
very
like her
objective.
Content.
She put her on there. She took a lot of flack because
she gets a lot of good gas
because she was a Bitcoin, you know, the Alex was a Bitcoin maxi and all this stuff. And Airy said, good. Don't you just want your freaking echo chamber or what's going on here? You know, so I don't remember what it was, but I was listening this morning. And then like I said, I told Alan, that's it. I'm going to just put the order out there because nobody's relaying what the order, all of the order says, all of it. And so I just, yeah, she wasn't it for me. I thought, okay, somebody grist for the mill for me, you know, like Joe Camaros, Joe, somebody that he gets a lot of flack over there on Twitter as well, but he's more in line with my opinions. But although he says some crazy stuff too, and she was like, oh,
we all do.
The appeal about something about the appeal. And I thought, you're a lawyer. You would never say that you would appeal a partial summary judgment or whatever. Anyway, I can't remember what she said. I think I blocked it out. I wrote some stuff down and I thought, she ain't it.
It's sort of like when you and I hear people talk about crypto and they're talking right out their back end. You're just like, you don't even understand crypto.
But
like, what are you talking
she
about?
She does. She's supposedly an SEC lawyer. And some of these lawyers, I just keep questioning it. Like I told my friend, he goes, well, what state are they licensed in? I'm like, that's not nice. He goes, well, I'm just trying to be truthful. Anyway, here, how do you feel about the XUUM wallet? Ledger Nano, but XUUM Zoom?
Oh, yeah.
Has me intrigued.
Yeah, me too. No, I love it. I think it's going to offer a level of security because you're on their chain, right? So I love that. I think it makes a lot of sense. If you hold the XRP, I think it really makes a lot of sense. Also, if I'm not mistaken, we're going to be able to stake through that. If I'm not mistaken, I think that's in the plans. They've had their so much on hold lately that it hasn't been able to thrive. And I think you can get conspiratorial and say that they've been doing all this to slow XRP down, but they haven't really been able to work on the smart contracts, the NFTs, or any of those kind of things, of that secondary market stuff, private wallet angle. I mean, they have to some degree, and I'm sure it's all been going on in the background. They have 900 employees. So all of that, just think how exciting all that's going to be now that they can launch those things. Boom, 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 boom. But yeah, I love it. I wish I knew more about it. I did that's one of my charts. I have a chart that talks about the whole thing, and it's really neat how they're all connected. I will post that chart. Unfortunately, I have to post it in my Patreon, but
that's all right.
I'm going to post all of those charts in my Patreon slowly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This one is by the SEC claiming their own victory, suggests no appeal. Well, listen, the SEC is the SEC. They're the party. They're the plaintiff. If I'm in the elevator telling you about my case,
yeah,
I'm telling you about how great my case is. I'm not telling you how great the prosecutor's case is, and vice versa. The prosecutor's sitting there telling the people on the elevator what an idiot defense counsel is and what a crook the client is. I mean, think about it just without emotion or without the bias. It's like, yeah, of course. I thought their summary of what happened in the case wasn't inaccurate. It was accurate. They won on institutional sales. Did they fail to mention, the other two that they didn't win? Yeah, of course. But check out the Twitter sphere. Have you seen them say, anything different than what SEC's doing? No, they're saying Ripple this and Ripple won that and Ripple victory, victory, victory. Well, Ripple didn't have the whole thing wasn't a victory. They lost one of the three whatchamacallits. They lost
elements
outright on not the elements, the the different types of investment contracts that the SEC was alleging that they had. They lost outright on fair notice. She just said, get out of here with that. They lost on their essential ingredients argument. They lost Brad and they didn't lose and they didn't win, but she gave hints that Brad and Chris's arguments, she couldn't decide. She didn't know. Were they reckless when they were aiding and abetting the institutional sales by Ripple? That's not a clear win for either party, but to just constantly have this emotional reaction to everything all the time about what SEC is doing. Yeah, SEC represents the SEC. So what? You got to have it. It's otherwise you don't have any game at all.
But the difference is this, and I understand the question. The difference is this.
You come in, Mr. Diplomat.
The SEC today is not run like the SEC of the past 50 years. The SEC today, in particular with crypto, is very conspiratorial. It's very like, how is it they can't get anything right with all the people stealing all the money, and they can't, and yet they're coming after the people who are honest and have 900 employees who are based out of the United States, and they're crushing them. It's not, you shouldn't have to spend $200 million defending yourself in your own nation. It shouldn't have to come to that. You should be able to sit at a table in a room and talk about new technology openly. The SEC is the fault at that and the way our government's being run.
Okay, well, the government,
my opinion,
there's a big problem there. But, So is the SEC claiming their own victory suggests no appeal? I don't know about that, but that lawyer on crypto Airy's things like, oh, this is going to be appealed and overturned. And I don't know what kind of glue she was sniffing that day, but this order was not airtight. Nothing's airtight, but they would have no evidence. You have to take the light most favorable to the winner. And how are you going to take the light most favorable to either argument? So the SEC isn't happy about the probably don't care about the distribution argument, but the programmatic sales argument, she backed everything up with pages of citations to evidence for both wins or losses, however you want to view them. Okay, so what appeal? It's the light most favorable to the winner. And her law, she made sure she cited, every time she cited to a big concept, she cited to a United States Supreme Court case. And then she backed it up with the persuasive authority from Telegram, Kick, etc., which I did a deep dive with the viewers over there on Patreon. And so they fully understand what I'm talking about right now.
Also,
but an appeal?
Also, let's remember,
I don't think so.
The SEC has 20,000 other cryptos they need to research.
Mm-hmm.
They got their hands full.
They're going after everything, but this really undermines Coinbase, Bittrex, Gemini, etc., etc. So I like it. I'm loving it. All right. Where am I? Not sour. Hi. I can't see this. Not sour. Oh, I'm on the wrong thing. What are your thoughts on QNT?
Love it. Yeah. Quant's one of my favorites. I think it's got a little beat up here lately, and I don't know why. And I don't know why it didn't go up when Ripple went up the other day. I mean, it did, but not to the degree. I don't know if you guys noticed XLM shot through the roof, which is kind of strange because they haven't even had their day in court yet. But that's what I was talking about in the last question.
Do they want a day in court?
Quant, I have inside information, if you will, not inside information, but I have read document on top of document that it's going to run on Quant, and Quant will be a big player with many different institutions. Some people like Algorand to run on, some people like Quant, some people like Hashgraph, but they're all pretty much ISO 222, and they're all compliant, and they're all part of the XRP network, if you will. RippleNet, and they have signed contracts with all of these things. And I've not seen the signatures of the contracts, but I have seen many documents connecting all the dots. So yeah, it's a great, especially for the price right now. I mean, Quant's a great buy.
Just so anybody wonders, all comments are read by me and sometimes by Alan. And if we don't get to them, there's always next Sunday. But just know that Alan sometimes talks about them in, and there's just a couple of things in here. But anyway, let's just get back on track. 50 comments is crazy. All right.
It is.
Fed now will run on XRP. Did we talk about that?
That's been rumored. That's a big fat rumor.
Buy the rumor, sell the news or something.
That'd be great. I mean, use case or adoption is all good. That it doesn't necessarily. Let's remember, guys, it doesn't mean you're politically connected. It just means your technology is better than what the government could come up with.
Well, you might be politically
connected
if you're on the board of directors of the WEF. I don't know.
There's no question about that.
I don't know nothing. Okay. Right. Why would I want Bitcoin? Store of value? Hoover the FUD killer. Love that. Love that.
Why would you want Bitcoin? Well, there's a lot of things that I can answer that with, but this is pretty much an XRP family, so I'll keep it limited.
I love Bitcoin.
I love Bitcoin.
I'm into Bitcoin.
However, if I were spending $1,000 on crypto tomorrow, I wouldn't be buying Bitcoin. If I didn't already own Bitcoin, I probably wouldn't be buying it tomorrow. Let's put it that way.
Well, you might want to buy it into the halving.
I don't think the return on your dollar is going to be as good. I don't fall into the category of many of the YouTube content providers who hate Bitcoin and think it's a big, giant, fat. It could be a big, giant issue in the future. I know everybody says, oh, it uses too much electricity, whatever. They don't done their research. They don't know what they're talking about. Okay. I don't know if you guys just saw the bulb thing or whatever in Vegas that just launched, the big sphere that's LED light movie show. That uses more electricity than Bitcoin. Okay. So let's get our facts straight a little bit. The other thing is there's a lot of people who are telling me, oh, well, it doesn't have any use cases. You do know that 3.3 billion people have access to Bitcoin with a wallet, with a connection to exchange,
including entire countries.
To exchange value on. Now, right now, today, 3.3 billion people can interact on the Lightning Network through Strike. You can't say it's useless. I'm tired of XRP homers telling me it's useless and it doesn't do anything and it's a relic. And
if you don't want your Bitcoin, you can send it to me.
I understand the question because a lot of people have been told that it's bad, and there's people that
because we love to divide each other and be my team, your team,
right.
Raiders,
banner waivers,
Padres, whatever team.
We own
mixing sports teams,
10, 20 different kinds of crypto.
We don't own nothing.
We don't own anything.
I own nothing. I don't.
We have a cold wallet that owns it.
Don't own it. Don't know nothing about it.
I don't want to make a Bitcoin show out of this because I could go on for days about Bitcoin, and there's a lot of misnomers out there, and
misapprehensions.
Yes, but no, I hear DAI every day badmouth Bitcoin every day. That I can't even watch his show anymore. I mean, I think he's a great guy, and I think he has a fantastic platform. Why don't we just support
the whole market? Because
there's
a place for all of each one of them.
I understand that.
Oh,
but
okay, never mind. Let's get off of it.
Yeah,
you're getting all foamy.
Yeah, I'm just tired of hearing it.
All right, XRP slave. I informed a guy that works at the Royal Bank of Canada that they are using XRP, and he didn't have a clue. All right.
It's amazing, isn't it?
There you have it.
Like you talk to bankers and people and they're like, what? No, no. Actually, I heard on the news the other day that's not true. And you're like, you're in the industry. Why are you watching the television tell you what's happening? That's what I mean when I tell you guys that you know more about crypto than anybody in banking. They're playing catch up big time.
Oops, I have to make sure I'm not going to restart the computer. Okay, that's good. All good. No big problems.
What else we got?
I got all kinds of stuff. I don't think Fed Now is for person to person. I think they said it's for institutions and banks. Laurel Mystic.
I've heard both. Actually, just recently they were talking about it's going to be from person to bank. But yeah.
Okay.
It's just a launch, by the way, guys. It's only going to be launched in limited areas where it will fail.
Oh boy.
Again, my guess.
That's okay. We're allowed to guess. Our show, our guesses.
Right. I mean, I just refer everybody back to the Obama launch for the everybody's ID.
Oh, the Obamacare thing.
Yeah. And it crashed within 10 minutes.
Stay out of hospitals. Oh my God. Okay. Can you shine light on if it's so fast to keep the value after the transaction, it doesn't move market value directly, only indirectly from Icy.
Are you talking about XRP? He must be.
He could probably be. It's a little, I know it was a follow-up thing and that got out of order.
It moves market value. Yes.
Icy, if we're not clear, why don't you clarify that for us and I'll get back to it. Okay. It's odd how XDC hasn't moved at all.
No, it has not.
What's going on there?
Well, because
this is AI's pond.
Yeah. Okay. You have to understand liquidity and how liquidity works. It's a pool. Your pool of XDC is tiny. It's a tiny little pool of people that know the future. And you know the future. So the little pool of liquidity, unless somebody comes along who says, oh yeah, we use XDC, we use XDC, and we use XDC, and it becomes mainstream, it's gonna not have the investment in it. Okay. You and I know because we know its use case and we know where everybody's going to run on it. Okay. You just can't. Price is a reflection of liquidity and market demand. That's economics basics 101, supply and demand. But the amount of dollars going in and out of it creates liquidity, obviously. If you don't have that, you have a bunch of people hanging onto a coin and it's not selling or buying. It's just the market you're in. When the tide starts to rise and all the coins start to go up ridiculously, people are going to start getting out of Bitcoin and Ethereum, and they're going to want to try and get something that's moving a little faster and they can double their money quicker. That's at least the last two bull runs I've lived through. That's exactly what happened. So you need to get out of a bear market and into a bull market before that's going to change. Or you need somebody big to say, oh, we are using XRP through the XDC. That's how it's going to happen. And then everybody's going to want it tomorrow.
Oh, boy. Okay.
But that's more of an institutional money. That's not speculative money.
Quant's going to be $1,000 next bull run. Andrea LeMay.
I think I call them the XRP 12, the dirty dozen. Those 12 coins, when this thing takes off, when everybody uses it, when it becomes the main movement of money, is when you're going to probably want to get out of Bitcoin, and you're probably going to definitely want to be in XRP. But Bitcoin will be a storage of wealth. You're not going to want to use your XRP as a storage of wealth. You're going to want to use it to generate wealth. And then you're going to want to decide, how am I going to make a return on my money? Well, Ethereum right now is paying almost 8% interest annually. I mean, that's pretty big numbers. You can't get that right now with XRP. However, the upside of XRP is 1,000 times better than Ethereum. So it depends on where you are in your life, how much money you have, how much time you have, and what returns you're looking to achieve. But those dirty dozen coins that are all connected to moving money around the world for virtually nothing are the coins you're going to want to own. And most of the people in this chat already own the coins I'm talking about.
All the price questions are fine because it's Sunday and we're just having fun and screwing around. But there are probably at least 2 other live streams where Alan talked about his predictions for price, and also he refers a lot to the video. I think it was Molly B had a big price prediction show. The whole show was showing how I might have the wrong show, but anyway, there's a whole price prediction thing on that. We didn't talk about XDC though.
Val Hill Capital put out a report. You guys should check it out.
Okay.
And that is Jimmy Valley.
So check out that
and
report.
He said it's somewhere between 2,000 to 5,000. And he didn't give a time frame necessarily, but that is in total adoption of the networks in which the 12 coins I just talked about become total adoption.
Okay.
That will be your values.
Interesting. So watch adoption rates.
This next bull market that I see coming, I see $15. I see $15 being a really good place to get out. I see it going to like 16 to 18.
Get some out and then hang on to some, but not financial advice. This is just an entertainment type of spewing.
But we will be.
We're not doing nothing.
If we owned XRP.
There you go. That's beautiful.
If we owned XRP, we would start selling somewhere right around $9.99.
$9.99. Holy crap. Okay. Yeah, exactly. XDC price 2025. To the moon?
I couldn't even speculate.
Oh boy.
2025 to anywhere between 30x and 100x. How's that?
There's a bunch of questions in response to the Zoom ledger wallet. You have to, make sure
Zoom ledger wallet.
I don't know what I'm talking about, but there was a XUUM question earlier, and there's a ton of feedback from the audience in the chat responding to that as well. So I urge you to look there for some additional guidance on that. And let me go to next question. Okay. We're going to get rid of this. Fed now are using RippleNet, using Finastra and Volante. Mark Hayes.
I've heard that. Yeah. Volante. I've heard that.
Okay.
There's absolutely no proof. Send it to me if you've got it. I've heard that. I also heard it was going to run an Algorand. I heard 2 different people tell me it was going to run an Algorand, and it's already connected all the way through the euro. And I heard that from pretty good source, actually. And I heard it from more than one source. So I don't know.
Anything you hear, just remember the rule of thumb. Try and find some kind of evidence to back up what anybody says, instead of just a headline or a clickbaity title or just someone's opinion. Just try and find some proof.
But I have read documents, okay, of the 12 I'm talking about working with global banking systems, central banking systems. So I know that'll happen. Do I know that's going to happen to the Fed now? I don't. He clearly has some really good information that he believes is going to be the case.
Anyone got a date for when Bank of Japan going live from No Way, and wonder why he likes that. Wonder why he's interested in that. What do you got, Alan?
When they're going live?
When they're going live?
I think they already have. I mean,
What makes you think that?
Because there's people within the government that have been talking about using the products already.
XRP
Numerous people
is in the house here somewhere.
They've test run all this stuff. This stuff's been in beta for years, guys. They've been beta tested, all of these products. There's a company out that you guys may know called Theta. Theta tested the product before they created it. People don't believe me, but it's true. Those three guys actually got together and were applying for patents before Theta as a company was even created.
Okay.
This is not like what we hear on TV and what we hear from the people. Like when you talk to coders who work on these projects, like I have, they're like, oh, dude, we're so far past that right now. Like we're beyond, like that's old school. We're not even doing it like that anymore. We're on to a completely different network than that because that one failed. I know the media is telling you this, or even the CEO of some of these companies stand up in front of the public and talk about stuff that's upcoming, is like they've already been worked on it, found out it didn't work, and now they're on to the next project and they're tweaking it.
It's a request for you to do a Bitcoin YouTube monologue type of thing.
A Bitcoin one?
Yeah, learn just what we're talking about Bitcoin, and it's not it's not to be demonized. It's just it's just something different. Okay.
I by the way, guys, it doesn't, even if the government claims, or like DAI always says, oh, it's a conspiracy and they're all in on the coin. Why wouldn't you want to own something they're all in on?
Right. Remember,
I'm just saying.
I learned from this South African guy when we were doing Forex trading. He goes, don't ever do the opposite of what the central banks are doing.
I mean, that doesn't mean we have to like them.
That's right. But if you want to make money. Okay. AI's pawn. It had to come before Fed now, as Ripple is integral to its success. It says it's a 1:30 comment, 1:30 p.m. comment. So
yeah,
lots of comments before that.
We kind of talked about that. That's speculation, maybe.
What speculation? About the timing and whether there's a conspiracy behind the timing.
Yeah, the ruling came out just in time so they could be legal to launch it for Fed now. Maybe.
Okay. Trying to keep up. There's a lot of comments.
The White House doesn't call me very often.
You guys going to stay here for 13-hour live stream? Because I got 60 more questions. All right. Buck.
Love the name.
What is the key to a successful relationship? Nobody knows. It's just the luck of the draw, I guess.
I know that we don't know.
We don't know.
We don't.
Forgiveness.
Yes.
Try not to ruminate on a bunch of nonsense, I guess.
Try
not to be stubborn.
Try to take responsibility for your own happiness.
That's
key to all life.
Try to take responsibility if you've made a mistake.
Yeah.
All right. We don't know. All right.
We have a better marriage than almost any marriage I've ever met.
We don't know. We never know what goes on behind those closed doors.
The key to life. One of the keys to life.
According to Alan.
According to me. Take responsibility for your own life, your own happiness. And then that way, nobody in this world, or bank, or system, or government, or spouse, or nephew, or your kids can ruin your life.
Ruin your day.
Or life. Because people let people ruin their lives. I don't get it.
Someone's been waiting on a chicken coop for a while. I'm just joking. Kind of. Okay.
I built you 4 of them.
Stop it. Laurel Mystic is back. I don't think the Bitcoin maxis are ready for what's going to happen next year in the halving. It's going to be an awesome movie. What does that mean?
You mean negatively?
Something about a movie for sure, because I see popcorn. Maybe shed some light on that, Laurel. I'd be interested in reading that.
A lot of people are under the impression that Bitcoin's going away. Is that what you're implying? Maybe. I mean, I personally,
I don't think so.
I don't even know how it's physically possible unless everybody decides they don't want to own it anymore. That's that's one of the things my mind does is I go through and I try and make something fail in my mind. And I tried and I tried and I tried. I don't know if you know this, but they just had what was it?
Oh, Owl's Pond. Sorry, 15, I said AI, but whatever. Sorry about that.
15 of the world's best hackers in the world are now part of the coding team of Bitcoin. I'm just saying. They're like, hey, we try to crack this thing and to no avail. We're now on the team. So
Hoover, the FUD killer. I've been married for 35 years and he still doesn't know. How the hell did you pull that off, buddy? That's crazy. That's awesome. Awesome.
Yeah, that is good. I like it.
If I wouldn't have been such an idiot, I'd have 30-year marriage, but that's okay. I got an 18. That's fine. I'll take the 18, but I was an idiot. So let's keep going.
Yeah. Let's not talk marriages.
Okay.
This could go on for days.
Yeah, well, it's Sunday, fun day. We can talk whatever we want. Crypto AI. This is definitely a crypto AI. Do you know what Ripple is planning to do with the 50 billion XRP they still holding? Put them for sale on exchanges or locking them up?
Well, they've been locked up.
Keep them locked up.
Yeah. Both. But they remember now they need it for liquidity. Again, they also, how many of these banks have coins? Like 0, right? I think it was, in fact, it was Jimmy that just came out with a little blurb on that lately. I don't know if you guys saw it, but he was talking about the fact that the banks are stuck now because they're going to have to pay retail. They're going to have to buy it from Coinbase. And they're like, uh-oh, now what? So I think that 50 billion coins could be a avenue to create liquidity for banks that need it. The big banks that haven't bought XRP or don't use it or haven't gotten it yet are going to need that liquidity. Somebody was being very thoughtful and thinking way ahead by retaining those and locking them up. So do I think they're going to lock them up and sell them to the banks later in life? Yes. Will that constitute a security? Probably. So that's their...
No. She already said in her ruling that would not necessarily be one, because you look at her ruling on the XRP distributions.
Yeah.
You have to look at all 3 elements of Howie.
Well, it would depend on how they sold it to the bank.
That's right. And that's what she said.
Right.
Totality of the circumstances and the economic realities of whether it's an investment as people perceive that definition in their mind. Okay.
Remember, too, they're burning tokens as well, or coins as well.
I think there's a Rispoli. Isn't his whole company the one that does that on purpose?
Yeah.
Okay. Banks haven't even started buying yet. Brent is helping somebody with a property, get a property ready for a building. Yeah.
The B-Man couldn't make it.
He said he would try and make it, as many as he could.
He and I are going to do a show Monday night and Tuesday Tuesday night. Tomorrow
night. For Patreons, Patreon members?
Probably both.
Okay. I lost some comments here, so let's just go up here. That's fine. Do you think NDAs come out in the next couple months or longer? XRP NIC. And the NDA is a non-disclosure agreement?
Yep.
And who is that for?
Well, I think they signed a bunch of them. I think.
Who's the he? Sorry, I must have been opening doors.
Okay, well, I'm assuming he's talking about XRP since that's his name. But okay, you're in a lawsuit, right? You're Ripple. You're in a lawsuit, and you have 900 employees working on your tech, selling your product around the world to countries all around the world. There are tech companies that are sitting there going, well, we'd really like to sign this deal with you. And we've disclosed some information to you about our company, but we can't talk about our ideas in the future until you sign this NDA with us. Okay, we'll sign the NDA. Since we're in a lawsuit and everything else, it's not a big issue to us. Okay, no problem. You typically don't like to sign NDAs because they limit your growth and what you can do in promoting your company or your product. In this case, they didn't want to promote their product the last 2.5 years. Why? Because they were in a lawsuit. They were in the middle of this unknown territory where they were going to be with the US. So all of these NDAs have been signed in probably US companies. I'm just guessing. Brad would be a better guy to ask these questions. But all of those NDAs are going to come out because why? Now they can come out in the open. They are free and allowed to be exposed in a sense that, oh yeah, we've been working with Ripple for the last 2.5 years. We just couldn't talk about it. Now we can. Yeah.
I see.
And I'm talking about technology that I've already seen. I was at the Vegas show, sitting there listening to an employee of Corda tell me what was coming. And I was like, mind blown. I was like, oh boy, they're going to do that. Yeah. And then they're going to do this. And then they're going to do that. And I'm just thinking to myself, this is huge, guys. This is really, really big. It's not just the movement of money. I'm going to just say that.
Okay.
It has a lot to do with your identification and you owning it, not the man.
Nano here. Live long and prosper. Rosie Rios bar. It's already going behind the scenes.
What is Rosie up to?
Rosie Rios bar. Live long plus. You're gonna have to elaborate.
Yeah. Well, we know who Rosie is.
We know Roseanne Barr, but I don't know if that's just. We're clueless.
Rosie, no,
that's my
no. I know who Rosie Rios. She works for Ripple, and she was the ex-treasury. She was the ex-treasury of the U.S.
Okay, that's for you.
But I don't know what she's doing behind the scenes, though.
Oh, I thought it was Roseanne Barr. See how goofy I am. Okay, never mind. Elaborate. Fed now is tied to Ripple with tremendous something. I'm sure there was another comment typed.
Probably. Probably.
Okay.
I think I have a whole conspiratorial, like I mentioned earlier, show on the fact that I think these guys are. I think Brad was brought in for a reason because he's very well connected. He is very Silicon Valley. He's a member of Davos. I mean, these are the kind of families and people that I've worked with. I know how they all hang out. They're thick as thieves. And yeah, I meant thieves. And they don't do things accidentally. And it's not a conspiracy theory on my part. That's a fact.
Michael
That's what
Barr. Michael Barr. Does that illuminate things?
With Michael, Rosie is working with Michael Barr.
Somebody just put XRP slave has a comment. Literally, it just says Michael Barr.
Yeah. Michael Barr is DOJ, right?
Okay, you're going to have to elaborate.
Yeah.
All right.
Is that the Barr we're talking about?
He'll elaborate. Royal Bank of Scotland limiting its customers from depositing or buying crypto.
Yeah, I'm not shocked by that. Yeah. Okay. The people who are who own crypto now are the people who see where money is going. Banks are the incumbents. Banks are the people who have controlled the system of money for thousands of years. Okay, not hundreds, thousands. The number that keeps coming to mind is 6 to 7% of global money annually is consumed by banks. This constitutes $7 trillion annually that is being stolen from you, your mom's generational wealth has been stolen from these people for thousands of years. When something like crypto comes along and says, nope, you don't get to charge those commissions anymore. You don't get to charge for this, and that. It's my money. Why are you charging me to use it? Crypto comes along and has a blockchain and says, nope, this is the ledger. He owns this, you own that. And there's three-party system now. There's your wallet, the buyer's wallet, and the wallet in between. And they're all three blockchain connected. There's no more lying about who owes what. We don't need banks anymore. Banks have been able to lie about how much money they have, and then they still go broke after they've multiplied their deposits by 10 times. How is that even humanly possible that you get to create 9 times more money than you actually have and you still go broke? Can anybody explain that to me? So those days are gone. So banks being the incumbent, they're going to lose out on a $7 trillion thievery, and when they're not real happy about it. So deposits, yeah, they don't want you going to crypto.
No, nobody goes to crypto. So here's the Michael Barr follow through. Okay. Molly B. Michael Barr, he's at the Fed, used to be on the board at Ripple.
Oh, right.
Now vice Fed chair.
Right.
The Barr that worked at Ripple. Okay. Vice
Right.
Fed chair. Okay.
I got him mixed up with Barr, the prosecutor.
And I like mine better. Roseanne Barr.
Roseanne.
Better. Way better for a Sunday.
Did you hear what she had to say the other day? Woo. She's letting it fly.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
started to, and then I kind of had to turn it off. For some reason.
Yeah. So what you guys are saying, Barr and Rosie are working together on this whole setting up the Fed Now thing. Is that what they're implying?
Let's go with it's Sunday. We can do all the conspiracies we
It completely makes sense because they're both ex-Fed people. Okay. And you're opening up a Fed Now, and it needs something secure, lightning fast, and been proven. And we know the government doesn't have any of those.
But they don't act lightning fast.
No. So yeah, it all makes sense.
It's coming together.
Has Rosie come out and said that that's what we're up to? I don't think I've heard her say that, but I could be mistaken.
The world will not want the Fed ruling anymore. Hoover the FUD killer.
No, I agree.
Okay. What does he mean?
The Federal Reserve ruling our money. We don't want that anymore.
No, nobody wants that.
No, we never did want it. In fact, it failed twice. A lot of people don't know the history of America. In the US, the Federal Reserve came in twice before 1913, and it was booted out both times. One time it only lasted like a month because it's corrupt.
XDC does what Ethereum says it does.
Exactly.
Okay.
For cheaper, faster, and we have problems with that. With this, guys, it's going to take a long time to convince people who are making 7 and 8% interest on their money holding Ethereum, and it's tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of Ethereum to sell them. Why would they do that? It's their first to market. That's going to be very difficult to overcome. And speed and security is really important when we're using crypto, but it's not the most important thing to people. Most important thing to people is, what does it pay me every year? Am I making money off this thing? That's really important. So when XRP goes from 75 cents today to $10, everybody and their brother is going to want XRP, but not until then. It's Human nature, we're traders. That's what we know. The emotions of trading, nobody buys until it goes up 30 times, and then they'll start buying it. You and I got it. We know that.
Molly B, back to our conspiracy, which I prefer.
Yeah.
The whole Ripple board seems to be from the Treasury, the Fed, BlackRock, or big banks. Laugh out loud. We won't be laughing. We'll be crying.
No, we won't.
Roseanne.
We're laughing all the way to the bank.
Look, he liked my Roseanne Barr thing. Okay.
Just remember, we're not. This is something that the crypto world, in fact, the whole world right now is hung up on this moral issues. Or is it right or is it left? Is it blue or is it red? Everybody's hung up on those. Who cares? Honestly, ask yourself at the end of the day, does that matter to you?
Just get your Lambo and keep driving.
Right. If you're not making money in the future, you're a debt slave. Then you're stuck with a Fed Now coin. I'm talking what they give you every month, and you'll own nothing. So your two choices are,
and you will be happy.
You can hang out and play video games all day. Well, actually, you can make money playing video games now. Or you can take responsibility for your life, make some investments of where the ball's going, and not worry about who morally is behind the coin that you bought. Okay? Because like I like to say, the people behind gasoline are really bad people, yet you use it every single day of your life, and your parents have.
So quit the bitching.
So stop the moral issue and understand that you need to make a better life for you and your family. And the best way I can see doing that, even better than gold, even better than land, is crypto. Right now in particular, we got the green light. Okay, we got the green light.
We've got the green light.
I've been waiting for this since 2017, early 2017.
1960.
Yeah.
If we print, this is back to the other discussion. If we printed money, it would be called counterfeiting. They do it, and it's QE, inflation. You know, the criminal enterprise, the Federal Reserve, factual reserve. 100%. That's a 100 on that one.
But let's remember, the fact that they're about to print a bunch of money is going to make your coins go up. And when your coins go up in value, that doesn't mean that you get to buy more stuff. That means you just stay ahead of inflation. Well, when you stay ahead of inflation, all of a sudden, people who couldn't or didn't buy coins can't keep up with inflation. That brings you to the top of the pay scale, and then you can change your life. That's how this whole thing works. If you don't have assets right now, I don't know what you're looking at. And by the way, as of last Thursday, XRP is an asset. No longer speculation. It's an asset.
It's whiskey and a chinchilla and an orange all wrapped up into a neat package.
Yep.
Man,
okay. I'm preaching here today.
Oh my God. It's bad. And I'm married to you. Okay. Here we go. What do you think about XPR?
XPR.
It's a give us some hum a few bars down below.
Sorry, I don't know what XPR is.
Okay. Let's see tomorrow. XRP could be adopted by the world. No one will follow Fed, I think. Hoover, the FUD killer.
I agree.
He's agreeing with you. You get a big star on that one. Like in your piano recital. Okay.
I'm a big fan of the old Fed.
AMC needs a CEO like Brad Garlinghouse. The decision had to come now because of what's coming in the upcoming weeks. Like what, Mr. Sith Lord? What's coming?
Sith's pretty sharp. He stays on top of the whole game.
What's coming? Tell me. Don't keep me in the dark.
Yeah, what's coming? Well, all of it. Adoption for number one.
Oh boy.
But all of the NDAs and everything else, all the behind closed door handshakes that they've made in the last 2.5 years are all coming out. But the Fed now is coming out. There's a lot of stuff going on. A lot of big moves.
Big moves.
Yeah.
Crypto gamer. We're not getting rich from retail. The Amazons will be using ODL along with all the banks. The 50 billion is for the liquidity. XRP is a liquidity token. That's out of order. That's from 1:32 p.m.
Yep. Yep.
So
We're in total agreement there. I think that's pretty much what I said.
Kwame has a partial comment. I wish I had the full comment. Sorry, Kwame, it got cut off about something about the end of 2024. Please go back there. One thing, sorry, Alan.
If we do have a recessed moment in time, it's going to be between now and the end of the year. Because starting about April or May of next year, we're on a bull run, kids. It's all lining up. They're going to start dropping interest rates by then. They're going to start printing more money by then.
Oh,
they're going to start bailing out. Listen to this, guys. They've bailed out the banks. They bailed out. 2020 was about bailing out corporations. Okay. What are they going to bail out next? The governments.
Experimental pharmaceutical companies.
It's the last thing on the list. They're going to bail their own selves out. How do you do that? This is big, guys. I've been working on this for a long time. I'm giving you the whole donut right here.
Holy crap.
They're going to drop interest rates below zero. And you say, well, what good would that do?
They're going to take my money out of my bank.
Well, stop and think about what that does. Well, let's say our debt is $32 trillion and you borrow at a negative interest rate. Okay, I'll borrow $32 trillion to pay the debt off. Okay, at a negative interest rate, what does that imply? They owe you money. See where I'm going? You pay the debt off for free, and then you get paid on the $32 trillion because you're at a minus interest rate.
It's crazy talk.
It is crazy.
All right.
When I explain it to people, they look at me and go, where did you come up with that? I'm like, well, it comes to me.
All right.
It's crazy, but
the world according to there. Alan.
No, it's
Alice.
Stuff people tell me that I retain.
All right. Northern Living. Remember, it's Sunday. We're having fun.
We are.
One thing the ruling did was force institutional investors to have to buy via exchanges, the open markets. No inside deals available right now. For everybody, Landon watches all my legal geek videos too, and he's pretty sharp, and he seems to understand the rulings as well. Okay.
Yeah.
And that tells me he understands the ruling very well.
Yeah. He's talking about what Jimmy said the other day, which is true.
Thank you, this guy. Oh, sorry. Pauses are bad. Here we go. XRP slave. I thought XRP could scale to 3.5 trillion transactions per second.
No.
I
have not heard that, but I don't think, first of all, we don't need that kind of speed. Okay. I think he's talking about what I said too about Solana being faster.
I heard, well, Solana was touted as being faster, I think, in the Coinbase allegations.
It's insanely fast.
Something like that.
But remember, guys, of the three spectrums, okay, you need the three things. You need security, you need speed, right? Obviously. But the issue is when you risk any one of the three parts to get speed, you lose security and it crashes, and you need stability. And we don't need 3 trillion transactions per second. We just don't. I mean, I think MasterCard is on, it's ridiculously slow, and it's working perfectly fine. It's because you settle. You can settle at the end of the day, or you can settle at the end of the hour. Like Bitcoin settles at the end of 10 minutes.
Solana fast, but not very reliable.
Right. Keeps crashing. But it's insanely fast.
Mel Carmen stated it on his show, 3.5 trillion.
Oh, I didn't know that.
They bail out TD Ameritrade, Schwab, and the firms, hedge funds. Well, they bought them. I don't know if it's a bailout. Explanation, the connection between XRP and CBDCs, anyone. Sorry, that's out of order. Star that. Okay. Go to the start. I'm at 1:35 p.m. I believe Airy 10, there's a lot of viewers, 209, and there's a lot of questions. I believe Arlington Capital applied for an XRP ETF recently, unless it was a fake story.
I did. That's news to me. That is interesting. I don't see where we need it, but if I'm not mistaken, wouldn't Brad be the one involved in that, applying for that? The biggest reason why independent companies are going after, such as BlackRock, going after Bitcoin as an ETF, is because there's no CEO of it. So I think they would be part of that launch. I'm pretty sure. Not sure about that.
XRP Peaky. Yeah, I don't know if he can help. You could call me. I'll let you know. I'll let you in on the secrets. Okay.
Who's going to call me?
I'm taking stuff out of order, and I don't want to do that because I got to stay on track here. 135, Sean Robbins. Nope. Here we go. There is Emil Hustage. There is a status quo until the appeal. And do you think an appeal is a risk? I think appeals are always 50-50. And I think status quo, I just think the case is done. Brad and Larson. So what if they aided and abetted in something that's already been ruled as a bad? They'll get a bad boy, pay your money, don't do it again. And the way Landon explained it, just nothing on the inside where there's an investor contract relationship between that and Ripple within expectation that they're going to profit from the deal, the inside deal. That's it. I think that we're going up. I think everybody's just trying to sort it out and figure it out. And unfortunately, all of the nonsense going on over there in Twitter and all the YouTube clickbaity crap just sort of keeps it. I don't know that it's hugely keeping it sort of flatlining right now, sort of bumped up and bumped across. And so they're worried about that. But I don't know. My feeling is it's done. There's loose ends. There's a remedies phase. There's the trial potentially. There's a settlement potentially. But now it's just how much are they going to pay? And the rest of it's fair sailing from here. They could just get going with their life. Like I said on previous shows where I analyze some of the pleadings, they're just get on with it. Get on. Look at people listing it and everything.
Turn the page.
You know what happens too is you've got a lot of people when it went to, did it like kind of bump up to 80 something, right? And then kind of 79, 80, right? And then it just kind of went boing because people go 80 cents. Shit, I got in at 10 cents. You know, I'm taking some money. And so you have just normal market fluctuations as well going on, the way markets react to that kind of stuff. They buy some, they sell some, they watch the charts, they do this, they do that. It looks like normal market movement to me, but Alan's
I think it looks
I think it's
normal.
going to get on the move here, but it's just not going to go like a hockey stick.
By the way, I'm going to start trading again.
Oh boy,
coming up soon.
Here we go.
I haven't really announced that to her yet, but yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to start trading again because we got a bull market coming, and it's like my favorite time to trade is when everything's going up.
Everybody's favorite time. A good trader trades in a bear market and is successful.
That's
Michael
true.
Arrington is a good friend of Brad Garlinghouse. Wayne Littlefield. I took that out of order. Let's go back. Does anyone use Caleb and Brown to look after? If I had crypto and needed somewhere to go to get my money out, when the last time I tried to get my money out, I ended up getting hit for some kind of crazy spiky, what do you call those things? The differential between bid and ask. Holy moly, that was crazy.
Spread.
The spread. And remember when Digibyte went to like 18 cents or something?
Yeah.
I was like, hot damn.
We almost paid the farm off that day.
But anyway, it took seconds and it was all the way
in one day
back down, and it was just a disaster. But I couldn't get Caleb and Brown set up fast enough. So I have, if I were me, I might have tried to open it up. It wasn't that bad. They seem very reputable. I know Australia has some tyranny issues, but whatever.
They're in 3 countries now.
Where are you going to go?
Yeah.
What are you going to do? Like Alan said, sometimes you just got to play with
They're
the
not
man.
cheap. They're 5%, something like that.
But you know, when you want your money,
It depends on volume.
if you want your
3 to
money,
5%.
instead of the Upholder, these other exchanges going, oh, too much activity right now, so we're just going to shut it down, and you're not going anywhere.
Yeah.
And you're not going to get anybody on the phone.
And the other thing people do is when they go to sell is they go, oh, 5% commission. Well, XRP went up, 40% the other day. Like, would it mattered if it only went up 30% that day, 35%, and it would have made up the difference in the price. So when you're ready to get out, okay? When you're ready to, remember guys, this is what I'm going to help you guys do. Because I've made the mistake in two bull runs now. I'm going to help you guys get out. And the reason is the hardest thing to do, and most people will tell you the exact opposite, the hardest thing to do is sell. Buying crypto is easy compared to selling. The mental anguish and I could have sold it.
Selling,
oh my God.
The worst.
And the second guessing and now it's down to 0.
Selling is
I now have to wait for another 4 years. Like, all of that is bad. You think it's been bad with this court case. There's nothing worse than selling, and then it goes up $1 after that. And you're just staring at the thing like, well, why didn't I? What am I, an idiot? And then that's
really,
just how it is.
Really hard.
Just, you got to find a way. What I was talking about earlier, you have to find a way to be happy with your decisions, who you are, and don't let the screen or the price make you unhappy or happy.
All right, I'm going to try and fit in. It's 1:30.
Great book, Trading in the Zone.
Trading in the Zone. Oh my God, it's 2:45. It's 104 or something outside, and our pigs need to be watered. It's very hot. So we've been going an hour and a half. So I'm going to just try and take a couple more.
Wow, there's still 200 people in here.
Yeah. And it's 62 questions. So I've done like 20 questions in an hour and a half.
Because I babble on too damn much.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. Peter McArdle. Haven't heard from him today. Brad was quite sheepish on the IPO because he probably knows as long as Gary's chairman, it will be made difficult. Hi, guys, by the way. Okay.
Yeah. Thanks, Peter. Hello. Yes, totally agree. Unless the other conspiracies that I was talking about earlier.
Let's go for it. It's Sunday.
That I haven't elaborated on.
Oh.
That this is all kind of a part of a whole big game.
Oh, no.
If you will. The IPO is going to be a while. I know somebody asked me that in the last show. The IPO is going to take forever, guys. People are, you better buy it now. You know, it's like, it's going to take a while. And not only that, you have to be a accredited investor. There are 2 or 3 different ways. God, who was telling us about that at the show? Damn it. Brad Kynes. Through Brad Kynes, he's got an avenue to where you can still buy the IPO, I believe. And he has a group, an investment group. And then was it I Trust Capital? Those guys do too, I think. Don't quote me on that. Anyway.
Kelly Slade. Haven't heard from him or her. XRP will take off. See how good I am with that?
Yeah.
XRP will take off with usage, and that's what's coming.
Oh, yeah.
Sean Flynn.
And everybody that doesn't have it because they were afraid of this court case is buying it right now.
They really put the went in the opposite order, but okay. Should have been buying it while the court case was going, but it's hard.
Well, people are fearful that it's going to be called a security and it's going to go zero.
Saw on CNBC, it's only the manner in which it was sold. The token itself wasn't going to go anywhere. But so I guess I should have come on the scene earlier. Saw on CNBC that a former SEC official was convinced they would appeal and win. Is this why we haven't gone full bull? Potentially, yeah. I mean, CNBC, thanks for all the crew does. Congrats. Yeah, maybe that's why it's just sort of a little bit status quo-ish. But still 50 to 70 cents. I mean, it's holding at 70. It hasn't gone back to the lawsuit price. But CNBC,
yeah.
Are you trying to sow some more, dissent there to just keep fucking with the price and everything? I don't know. They're appeal and win. They are not going to win if they appeal. You can put money on it. I shouldn't probably bet over the YouTube. We'll probably get the channel shut down in a minute.
Yeah.
Okay, never mind.
But I first of all, let me just say this. When you're watching financials on news,
we're worried about you, my friend.
I've watched it for 40 years. Okay. All my bosses on the yachts all have, Bloomberg or whatever.
Do the Jim Cramer.
Yeah.
The Jim Cramer approach. If he says it, do the opposite.
It's absolutely horrible stuff. I've never known them ever to call anything accurately. It's garbage. And I know maybe
Sean, turn the TV.
Yeah. Well,
please
he's probably
donate it to the Goodwill. And
he's not implying that he watched it. He's just saying they said it. So it could have been in a YouTube video.
Get rid of your TV, Sean.
Yeah.
That's my my message. Whenever I talk to my clients, they're like, how am I going to get ready for my parole here? I'm like, number one, you're going to donate your TV to the guy with a disability down the hall who can't get out of his cell.
Yeah.
And then you're going to get busy and start working on your stuff.
Yeah.
Get rid of the brainwashing boob tube. Roland, you're next. Fed could use ODL or Stellar.
Yeah, definitely. Stellar actually kind of makes a lot more sense in the sense that if you're going to use it for the public, that would actually be that's a better idea, actually. I haven't thought about it. But the problem with what's going on at Stellar is there's really nobody at the wheel. I don't know if you guys have noticed. It's like they built this thing. Oh, we got all this. It's perfect. And then, Jeb's like, where's he at? What's he doing? What? There's nobody at the wheel. And when you look at XRP, you've got this incredible staff and group, and they're global and they're just crushing it. I think the Fed would probably tie its horse to that wagon first. I'm just saying.
Jack Dorsey is an impersonator. Be not. And if you rub the government the wrong way, they can cut you off from your own funds if you use FedNow, let alone they will be able to track all your transactions. I think Alan's been trying to dispel some of the panic around that on his channel a little bit, but go ahead, Alan.
Yeah. No, I agree. Hopefully it is Jack Dorsey.
We're doomed.
I'm a big fan of Jack Dorsey. I know a lot of people don't like him, but I think he's brilliant. And I really like what he's doing over in Africa. But what's happening there is you have a choice to make. And they're going to cut off the off-ramps. Have you noticed they crashed FTX, all these things, all the off-ramps have been shut down. And now all of a sudden we have a legal coin. Like, well, wait a minute. How can we have a legal coin, but exchanges or avenues off-ramps aren't legal? Like, but yet we can tax you on the income you make from all these coins. They got a lot of explaining to do.
It's going to take a revolution. And not the kind you're talking about.
Revolution.
And not the kind that you've been talking about. The other thing, too, is with respect to trading, the summer is always flat. and just garbage. It's like a sideways market. It's just
Yeah.
notorious for that. So don't
Europe-
just wait until September.
Europe's closed for August, the whole month,
It's just
the whole
right.
continent. just
Exactly.
done.
Exactly. Exactly. I'm trying to get to a couple people and then we got to wrap up. An hour and 40. We got to go.
I
Here.
love these live streams, guys. So glad you guys show up.
Do you think the SEC will, Liam, somebody new? Sorry if I missed your comments. Now I'm just trying to give other people kind of a voice that I haven't called on. Okay. Liam, do you think the SEC will go after Ethereum? Well, didn't you hear the speech? Remember the speech?
No,
The famous speech?
because I think Ethereum's connected. I don't mean to be too conspiratorial about that, but there's way too many corporations that have built their entire future platforms on ERC20 tokens. And that's just, I don't see them coming after them. I really don't. And if they do, it'll be when they slap on the hand deals and, oh yeah, well, we settled out of court. We paid our fines, sort of like Kraken did, sort of like some of the other ones have done in the past.
No, we'll go to Vegas. We'll put some money on that too, but not on a YouTube show.
So no, I don't think so.
Not in California.
But I don't
California.
like Ethereum in the long term. I think in the short term, in the next 2 to 3 years, I think you're okay with Ethereum. But after that, I think they're in trouble. I really do.
Oh boy, you can do a show on that.
I mean, you're way better off with what's the one they work
Stellar?
with?
XLM?
No, what's the one that sped it all up? It's terrible. I can't remember right now.
Solana? XDC?
No, they work with Ethereum,
blah,
and there
blah.
was a team came along, and
comments.
they're a level 2. Anyway, that'll come to me.
Okay. Tom T. Fed now is for anyone, but just domestic for now at launch. Okay.
Yes, that's what I've heard too. You guys, they've given us no information. So the speculation is all over the place on the Fed Now coin. Or it's not even a coin. It's going to be, what they call it in that press conference? They called it a packets. I was like, what? What are you talking about?
Euphemisms.
Right. I was just laughing.
They
Just
love
going,
him.
you people have no clue what you're doing over there.
They love him. Moorish Prince CZ. Brad Garlinghouse is long BTC, so we should be too.
This is the thing that I want to tell everybody in the XRP family. Okay. Everybody badmouths Bitcoin.
Just stop it.
But let's look at this now. Okay. Stewart. That's right. He owns Bitcoin. Okay. Larson, Brad Garlinghouse, John Deaton. Okay. When you start looking around, what's his name?
I would own it.
Jeremy Hogan.
If I went and bought all the shit coin, I could have a lot of Bitcoin.
Own Bitcoin.
Right?
Are they stupid? And I know John Deaton said, "Oh well, I've sold my Bitcoin." But at the show, he was telling everybody, I wouldn't sell all my Bitcoin. That's what he's telling everybody. So,
be careful.
It's a great place to store wealth. And it will be banking collateral going forward in the future.
All right. I'm going to run through some names, Alan, and then we're going to, an hour and 45 minutes, and we're going to say.
Holy smokes.
Yes. I'm going to let people know who I didn't get to. MC Prosperity, Mac, Long Arrow BZ, Otters, some really good questions in here. Stephen
guys.
McCoy, McFuck. Thank you very much.
All right.
I love it.
Can you buy that at McDonald's?
Jacob's Ladder. Troy
That was a cool movie.
Billingsley. The Ghost of Tom Metzger. Brenda Mora. I saw her earlier.
Brenda. Hey, girl.
Ted Conrad. Kilorio 101. Roland Bautista. And then some other live people here. Herson Puman. Christian. Northern Living. Omar, the
Omar's
one,
back.
King Koji, and so on. If you didn't get mentioned, the Weed T, Lynn O, Omar.
Weed's back.
Omar, Steve, Christy, Kaleidoscope Eyes, and the rest of you. I think I got most of you. So we are going to call it here.
We love you guys.
If you want a 13-hour live stream, Joey Ingram did a really nice bit on the Robbie Jack 4 offsuit scandalous cheating hand. But we're going to do an hour and 45. Actually, he did multiple 13-hour live streams. He's younger than I am.
Yeah.
So we will see you next Sunday.
Yes.
Trying to be consistent. And there will be some other topic. If for any Patreon members here or YouTube, well, if you have suggestions, most of my content is posted over on Patreon because I don't want it copied because the lawyer in me just is nervous about that. So if you have issues, questions you'd like me to address from any of the lawsuits,
right,
I'm happy to go there.
I was about to say there's almost no topic that you can't ask about. We will either have the answer or we'll just be like, hey, no way. I don't agree with that, or I don't know, or it's a rumor or whatever. But I've been in crypto a long time. I've forgotten more about crypto than I'll probably ever know again. But there's a lot of really neat stuff that I don't know about. And I learned from you guys. So when you guys share questions,
exactly,
it really helps me out a lot. Elizabeth, any legal questions you have, she's really sharp. She's very balanced, is what I like about Elizabeth. One of the many things I like about Elizabeth. And we have
many, a list of 2.
Spiritual questions. I love those.
He loves those.
I'm really into consciousness. I'm really into self-awareness, healing, coaching.
Tarot cards. The tarot got it wrong, though. Person. Oh, but the tarot, I got to say, I have to say, remember we did the 3 tarot cards? I can't remember if it was on Patreon or not. I think it was here, and we did the 3 cards, and the last one was the Queen of Swords. And it was so cryptic, and I couldn't understand. The Queen of Swords, Judge Torres, coming out with the truth, coming out with straight, objective facts, not cutting through all the bullshit. Laid it out. Queen of Swords. Called it. I called it with the tarot. Well, it wasn't me. It was the tarot.
Well, it said 2 months, though.
That was a different question.
Oh, yeah.
It said August 18, but it was pretty darn close.
Yeah.
I mean, it's pretty close.
All right, guys.
Okay, you guys. See, Brenda loves the tarot. Brenda remembers Queen of Swords. The Queen of Swords is about the personalities.
Yeah.
That wasn't Brad. That was Torres.
I have to talk about something here.
Uh-oh.
I keep hearing Brad say, we're going to put a party on. Okay. Look, guys, save your pennies, whatever it takes. I hope he does it in Vegas, because I don't know where else everybody else could meet.
Let's go to Vegas
and go cheaply. But that guy's going to spring a party on us. I'm telling you, I could see it in his face when he said, he's like, yeah, I'm thinking about it. It was like, that guy's going to come up with a date when we're all going to meet somewhere, and that's going to be fun. I want to see all of you guys there. I got to meet so many of you last time. Brenda, it was cool to see you, and we're going to all get together one day soon.
Thank you for all of your kind comments.
Yeah, we got such great
at
questions.
The end and all the way through, and always so respectful and kind, especially for these 2 old fogies that don't know how to run this platform most of the time, and put up with our dogs and everything else. But now we're going to turn our attention to the pigs, because it's hot out there.
Pig watering time.
Okay.
All right, guys.
Love you guys, and see you next Sunday. We're doing good on keeping our promises on that one, at least.
I think I'm going to do a live stream Tuesday night too. I'm not sure.
Oh yeah, with Brent.
Maybe.
Okay.
All right, guys.
Bye-bye.